Hey Aries, welcome to your tarot reading. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. Either way, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I do appreciate you. Make sure you follow on TikTok and YouTube. I'm trying to grow my collective on both so that I can reach more people and give my messages to more people. I will be giving away a free tarot reading once I reach 500 subscribers on YouTube. And then once I reach the 10,000 on TikTok, I'll give away a free tarot reading there. And I'll continue to do it periodically. So if you follow along on both, you can have 2 chances of winning. So if you are new, I'm going to pull 2 of these oracle cards, get an overall feel for the energies, and then I'm going to pull from this tarot deck. I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, just a general reading. Whatever comes out, comes out. This is the messages we need. And then I have this angel oracle here that's kind of been calling to me lately. I'm going to pull 1 or 2 of those, whatever spirit wants to come out with. I've had a couple that have 2 cards that have come out, and then the rest have just had 1. And then I've got some clarifiers here just in case we need them. Haven't really needed them, but I like to have them out just in case. So, all right, Spirit, what messages do you have for Aries? We have drama. Beware of troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want may have too much upheaval to bear. Keep emotions and gossip in check. Wow. Yeah, definitely stay away from that negative energy. You don't need that around you. That's never a good thing. Progress. It seems like a long slog, but your efforts will pay off soon. Stay on course for at least a few more months before making a change. Okay, so you're making progress. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it though, does it? Like if you look at the footsteps in this desert, I'm sure from here even to here, like it just felt like it took forever. I totally get that, but even one small step is progress. We just have to remember that. I know it's easier said than done, especially when you're living through it, dealing with it, but you know, maybe that's what you're trying to get out of this job because there's too much drama and you're looking for something else. It's just, you got to hang in there. Sometimes we just have to deal with those people. It kind of teaches us lessons and helps us deal with negativity. So well, let's see what the tarot has to say for you. I should have my website up and running soon, maybe here in a couple weeks. You guys can start scheduling private readings again. I'll have more coaching programs and stuff on there. I wanted to add some more content and put some new stuff on there for you guys. There should be like some free printables and then always my interactive tarot and astrology stuff. I should have new coaching stuff on there, all kinds of fun stuff. So give that a little bit of time. And then if you're interested in a private reading or, you know, astrology, coaching, any of that, then you can find all that info on there. But I'll let you know when it's ready. So we have the King of Swords, 10 of Swords, Death card, Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 9 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 5 of Cups, and we have the King of Wands. Underneath we have the Chariot. So there is momentum here. There is victory, overcoming obstacles. So I definitely feel like you're dealing with some like work drama. You know, or somebody's being dramatic here. Somebody in your energy. It doesn't have to be at work. It could be at home, but you're definitely dealing with some negativity here. But this is definitely forward movement. So things are moving. Maybe not moving as fast as we would like them to. Believe me, I completely understand that. So the situation here is the King of Swords. This is an air sign, Libra, Aquarius. Who's the other air sign? Capricorn? No. Libra, Aquarius. You guys will know. Sorry, I gotta get better at that. But this is an air sign. This is also about like truth and clarity. So maybe this is about you getting clear, and it's also about your head over your heart. So being your logical. So maybe don't be so emotional. Don't feed into these emotions. Use your head here, and stay logical. It's, you know, a good way to beat people. Sometimes they're just trying to bait you. But it's also about you being unemotional, because sometimes this king can be very unemotional, and they're just very, you know, straightforward. And I feel like that's kind of what you have to do. Just don't get into all that gossip and all the drama, and just, you know, stay focused on what you want. So the blockage here is the Ten of Swords. So I feel like you're definitely coming to a painful ending here. So there was something that happened. Maybe it was at the workplace. Maybe it was in your personal life. But there's definitely a tough ending here. So, but I feel like, you know, with the 10, that's definitely ending. And then the root cause of this is the transformation. It's the Death card. Transformation, endings, beginning. So you're definitely coming to the end of this painful cycle. You're probably feeling a little defeated, but with this Death card, it's about endings and transformations, new beginnings, kind of just moving on from things. In the recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, so those are earth signs. I can't remember the other air signs. It's going to drive me crazy. Anyway, sorry, guys. I try to remember them, but sometimes when I'm channeling, like my logical mind just kind of goes and I can't remember certain things. So in your recent past, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So she's a very nurturing, very abundant energy. She's very prosperous. She's very caring, compassionate. So maybe you're just kind of stepping more into a nurturing. Maybe you need to nurture yourself. Maybe you kind of just been taking care of yourself more. So your higher self or your subconscious is telling you that you want the 10 of Cups. Like, who doesn't, right? This is ultimate happiness. This is happy life, happy home. Maybe this was a situation, if you're in this work situation, you know, maybe it's not what you thought it was. Maybe you thought it was going to be this 10 of Cups and you've kind of been let down. But we're definitely coming to the end of that painful cycle. So in the near future, we do have the 5 of Wands, which is about conflict. It's about tension, drama, conflict, disagreement, struggle. So you are going to have that coming in here in the near future. So again, just kind of use your logic, use your head. Don't let your emotions get the better of you, because that's exactly what these people are doing, or person. They're just trying to bait you, and you don't want that. So your advice from Spirit is the 9 of Cups. Kind of just sit here in your wish fulfillment. Focus on what you want to bring to fruition. Focus on your wishes. Kind of maybe be Delulu for now, because this is about your wishes coming true. So, you know, Spirit does want your wishes to come true. They want to bring this in for you. Sometimes we just kind of have to go through these obstacles, or it's just not the right timing for whatever reason. So you just kind of have to be here for a little bit longer until you can move forward. So the influence or in your immediate environment is the 8 of Swords. So this is about feeling trapped, feeling stuck. I feel like you just feel very trapped and very stuck in this situation, and you can't really see the light. Because this is a very painful ending, but it is an ending. So you're at the end of this. With the 10s, I mean, it's only up from there. I mean, he can't, you know, he's got all these swords in his back, so it's very painful. But we have endings here. You've got this Death card. You've got the Chariot here. Things are moving. They're just not moving as fast as you would probably like. And I totally get that. When you're sitting in a negative, conflicting environment, it's just not, you know, there's ways to work with that. And I think maybe that's a lesson that you're learning right now, is just to use your head over heart. Don't let your emotions get the better of you, because you always have to deal with difficult people. You always have to deal with, these people that are combative or hateful. So this is kind of just a way to learn to deal with those energies. And once you've learned that lesson, we don't always move on from it. Sometimes it does come back around, but you'll be able to handle it better. So your hopes and fears is the 5 of Cups. I feel like this is a fear of yours, this grief, this loss. So I feel like you're kind of sitting in this woe's me, and I totally get it. Like, it's not that it's not justified, especially with a, 10 of Swords energy, but you're focused on what you've lost or what you don't have, and you don't see what is behind you here, like what's coming up behind you, because you've got these 2 of Cups, which, yes, in the tarot, the 2 of Cups can be about a love, but it can also just be, this wish fulfillment coming in that Spirit wants you to focus on, and it leads to this bridge and this big happy house back here. So don't sit in that energy too long. Don't focus on, you've got this 8 of Swords and this 5 of Cups. Don't sit in this negative energy. Try to make the most of the situation that you're in. And I totally get that that's easier said than done. Believe me, I'm in the same boat with you. I totally get this, but again, it's just sometimes those lessons we have to learn, because the overall outcome is you stepping into your power, you taking leadership. This is a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You are an Aries. So this is about you stepping into your power. It's the king, but you don't have to be a male. It's just energy, masculine energy. But he is all about, being an entrepreneur, being independent. He's optimistic, he's loyal. So I feel like once you come out of this, which is, again, changing very soon, you have this Chariot, you're going to step into your power and you're going to be better for this experience. Like, every lesson teaches us something, and you get to move on from that and move forward, and it's just going to bring in better things. You've got, this wish fulfillment card here. You got the 9 and 10 of Cups here. So what do we not see coming here, Spirit? What does Aries not see coming? So you got the 7 of Cups. You got options coming in here, choices, maybe new job opportunities. We've got the Knight of Cups, which is taking action, creative expression. So maybe you get this new creative offer coming in here. What do we not see coming here for Aries, Spirit? One more card, please. What does Aries not see coming? Yeah, joy, celebration, friendship. So you're definitely going to be celebrating something soon. You've got options here. I know right now it's kind of hard to see it because you feel like you're trapped. Like, see how she's blindfolded and she's kind of just trapped here? It's kind of like a victim mentality. You just feel very trapped and very restricted. So I feel like you're definitely going to come out of that, but because you do have options, there are things coming in here. You're going to have plenty of options. You're going to have creative expression. You've got, new offers coming in. You're going to be taking action. And then you've got this 3 of Cups here, which is all about celebration. So, you'll be going to maybe work events with coworkers, and you'll be enjoying your new coworkers a lot more. Or you could just be going out celebrating with friends and family because you get a new job, or you finally get out of this situation. What are the actions and advice for Aries, Spirit? Actions and advice for Aries. One more card, please, Spirit. Actions and advice for Aries. So, we got the Emperor. Yeah, take leadership. Step up, take leadership. Sit in your power. Don't let people control you. You control yourself, control your emotions. We've got the King of Cups here, which is about emotional balance. So the King of Cups is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But this is your actions and advice. So the King of Cups is a masculine, feminine energy because he is a water sign. So he is very emotionally mature, very emotionally balanced. So I feel like this is Spirit telling you to take control, stay emotionally balanced. Don't feed into this conflict because we have the 5 of Swords here. So definitely take control of your emotions, step into your power, step into your leadership skills, stay emotionally imbalanced, and stay out of this conflict. Stay away from negative people. Don't feel defeated. Don't sit in this 8 of Swords and this 5 of Cups too often. It's good to, feel these feelings and to know that it's a negative situation and to understand it, but take the lesson from the lesson, understand why you're going through the lesson. Don't sit in a negative mindset because that's going to bring in negativity. If you focus on these wishes, focus on what you do want, that's what the universe is going to bring in for you because you're focused on that positive. So any more messages for Aries, Spirit? We got an Oracle card for Aries, please, Spirit. And sometimes the progress is slow because Spirit's trying to bring something in, but they have to move move things around before they can bring that in for you. You know, I learned that lesson when there was a job I wanted. I waited for 2 years for this job, and I was like, man, why is this not coming together? Why is this not coming together? Well, it's because they had to move other people out of the way so that I could get that position. And then it turned out to be a shit job anyway. So, but I was adamant I was going to work there, and they brought it in for me after 2 years. And, you know, I kind of regretted it afterwards, but it was my own fault, and it was a very good lesson for me to learn. So anyway, maybe that'll resonate for one of you. Donations, tithing, and charitable work. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. I love that. So, you know, we never do things out of the kindness of our heart just so we can brag about it or reap the benefits, you know, of it, but it does happen. So maybe that's what you need to focus on instead of this conflict and this negative energy and these, you know, negative people around you. Maybe focus on some charitable things, kind of volunteer, and maybe you'll meet somebody there. You know, you never know, like a business partner or a love partner if that's what you're looking for. But I definitely feel like you're going to be stepping into your power, Aries. You've definitely been through it with that 10 of swords there, but this looks great to me. You're going to be stepping into your power. You're going to be celebrating. You know, you're stepping into this badass fire energy like you are. So things are going to come together. Trust me. Just trust the universe. Go with the flow. It's coming in. There is forward movement here. So I hope that this could help and bring you some clarity. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.